Hello and welcome to Gabbitt Media. I think I'm live. I'm just trying to find the beginning of there's just millions of entries today. So we're doing the competition results today. Hello everybody. Let me know that my sound's okay. It's nice to see people on the stream already. Lunar Lotus again, Andy S, hello again, Dizzy D, Creepy Talon. I recognise these names. It's quite fun actually. They're Adnan edits, CG Monster Tutorials. And there's Century Moon, just called Z on here. So let me know about my sound. I'm quite close to the mic, so hopefully that's all right. And just having a look around at the visuals. I've got all my monitors going with different things on them. So here he is indeed. Sound is good, excellent. Cypriot, nice to see you. Hello Frank, I didn't think you were going to join us. It's nice to see you on here. I'm sure you'll probably be in and out looking after your your little man. Mark Halliwell, audio's fine for me, excellent, thank you. Felix, hello. Right, I'm trying to find the beginning of the stream. Man, I'm going to have to not review each post as much this time because I think last time we went on over 2 hours or something, and I'm sure people want to get to the end of the competition and know who's won within a 2 hour time limit. I think 1.5 hours is easily enough. I'm still trying to find the beginning. There we go. There's a Christmas tree there. So I think if you hadn't seen these last few from last week, well, that's a nice one, isn't it? That's a lovely one there. Jumping Fox, love that. Anyway, here we are onto the retro style competition. So yeah, there we go. Right, just let me know everybody's good and that we're ready to go. Only a few watching at the moment. I thought this might be, there might not be as many people because of the time of day, but it fitted in best for me. I'm sorry about that. But it's kind of good as well to test these things out and give other people a chance to see when maybe they haven't been able to view before because it's bedtime for them or whatever it is. Sound camera all okay, good. Hello CGI guy. I'm new dude. Sound is fine, good to hear. Oh, you're not Century Moon. You've got the same, sorry about that. You've got the same icon, so I just assumed. My apologies, Mr. Z or Mrs. Z, whichever you like to be called. Rain stop train viewing, I see, Frank. Good to see you all. Just having a look. 2 hours is fine, is it? Corbel Warp. Lucimus, hello. Donald Trump's back. It's nice to have your continued support and that you're not chatting to Fox News instead. I'm watching from work right now. Don't tell anybody. Well, I'll keep it quiet. Don't worry. Zieo. Make it 3 hours, you reckon? Yeah. 4 o'clock in Finland. That's not too bad. It's at Game Bacardi. One day you'll participate. It will be the best. Yours will be the best, Donald Trump. The best ever entry, I'm sure. Yes, hello to all you all. Yes, good stuff. Okay, shall we get straight into it? There's probably going to be loads of games that I don't recognise, so I hope most people have commented saying what game it's from, because I might get a bit lost otherwise. So sorry if I get confused with some of the entries, and sometimes I sort of skim read the descriptions as well, which is a bit naughty, I know. But my reading's so bad that it's probably better that I skim read. All right, Frank, I'll get on with it. Right then. So the first one is from, who is it from? It's from exclamation mark. Is that, perhaps that's just the sort of, so this is from, I don't know what I'm doing now. Going crazy already. Made these retro style models for a low poly game. The models can be used as your troops in battle. Okay, yep, so I know it's more than one entry. No, that's all right. It's kind of one entry in a sense. I'm happy with that. Oh, there's millions of them. And what's going on here? So this is, I'm a bit confused as to why we got a YouTube, but I've forgotten to mute, so I'm going to have to, let's see how we get on with this. Because I can't show the sound as well, because there may be some copyright issues. So this is a game. I'm not sure what's going on here. So there are the characters. Oh, they're kind of cool, actually, aren't they? Yeah, that's really great. So they're animated as well. I like it. Yeah, and this, very nice. Okay, I'll pause it there because I don't want to spend too long on anyone. Craft Warriors Lancer Edition. So I'm confused because is this your game or because you haven't? Oh, I don't know. Good entry though. Thank you very much. So try and be more specific to help me because I'm a bit thick when it comes to these things. About is it for a game? Is it your game? Are you sort of mimicking their style or whatever it might be? But it looked cool anyway. I love the characters. Nice designs. Yeah. I mustn't spend too long on each, so I'm going to try and go through a bit quicker. Does this live will be on your channel? Yes, this stream will. I always upload my streams to my channel, so if you miss anything or you have to go, then don't worry, I will upload it. Just means I won't be commenting on what you say. Nice to get that support. Thank you very much, CG Monster Tutorials. 7:30 in India. That's all right, isn't it? So we're on India evening time. That's probably get a lot of Indian. Anybody else from India on here or in that region with the same time zone? 82 watching. Yeah, we are up suddenly. Oh, there we go. 24 likes already. Look at that. Isn't that good? I'm sure they're liking the artwork rather than me. Okay, the AFK Life of Retro. Away from keyboard life of the retro gamer. Is that? I'm assuming. It takes me a while to comprehend what people are saying. Let's have a closer look. Oh, hang on. Who's this from? This is from Felix. Felix, a long-term entrance person. I should have done some warm-up talking because I feel like I'm just talking rubbish. I love the Mario thing. It's cool fun. Pacman over there. Posters from YouTube, I heard. Cool. So, that's Donkey Kong style there. Liking it. I think you could have. I'll continue. I see. There we go. That's the continue screen. It says almost. So it's as if we are the screen. Then is this the top of the screen? So it's backwards there. Very interesting idea. I like it. Yep, nice style. To improve, there are big areas of blank space. So just squish the frame and come into about here, put the posters just above, squish the tree in, squish this in a bit, and then we've got more going on in the frame. But these areas of blank space, watch out for that. That's very nice though. P-Mark, another one who we see a lot of. Oh, read the description, Grant. Read the description. I dedicated so much time and effort to this masterpiece. I hope you guys like it. 40 minutes, to be honest. I like it, P-Mark. It's often the ideas that make the topic, isn't it? And I like this one. I might have been tempted to squeeze the frame into about here, just because we've got, again, lots of blank space here. In fact, it's transparent there, isn't it? I like the style of snake. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I like this idea with the front of the snake. Very clever. And, yep, the new little crosshairs. Is it crosshairs in the original game of Snake? What is the original game of Snake? What do they have that they collect? I feel like it's not a cross, but it could be. Who knows? Well, someone out there does. Let me know. I've learned the best of Blender from you here in Uganda. Uganda? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking of the line. So you cross a little bit that way. I'm thinking about time zones. This is 2 p.m. in the Faroe Islands. Sculptus, you're back again. It's nice to see so many recognizable names. Get involved with the chat, people. I like to see who's here and just chat away. I'll try not to go on for too long though. Right, I'm missing. The chat's going too quickly now. I can't get over the impression. And there's another one from India. Film Academy from India. Where are we? Okay, so hello, Manic Millennial. I feel like that I've heard that name again. The Art Kid I've heard before. Good points on blank space. Thank you, Sean Powers. I'm glad you agree with me. Fortunately and unfortunately, I have a stomach ache, so I can't watch till 8 p.m. So I can watch till 8 p.m. Excuse me. It's my reading again. So, and after that, I have to watch Serial on TV. Definitely. Do you know, I'm back into Game of Thrones. I did watch it a while ago. I know I'm going away from the competition, but I'm just interested in what people are up to. Back into Game of Thrones. I never watched the last 2 episodes. Not episodes. What are they called? Series. Is it a series? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, the 2 series. Yeah, series 7 and 8 or whatever it is. So I got my wife into it as well, although she doesn't like the violence. and she's always complaining, oh, it's too violent, and then trying to ask me what's going on in the violent scenes, and I'm sort of, well, I'm trying to find out myself, sort of. Anyway, good job on finishing the C-Shack Jimeg 123. I'm just reading through the comments. Israel, Uganda, again. Hello, watching from work. There's people watching from work. How do you get away with it? I can't get away with that at work because I'm a teacher, so people would see it on my screen on the board, but who knows? Maybe they'd enjoy it. I'm really into Brooklyn seasons. See, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Zio, or whatever it is. Brooklyn 99. I started watching a bit of that, but just never got into it. Hello, Adnan Edits, and what's the best graphics card for under $200? Do you know? I don't know, but if you want it to be compatible with Blender, you're better off with the NVIDIA GTX series. So is the GTX 1060 or the RTX? Sorry, RTX is going to be better because of the real-time ray tracing stuff. The 1060, I'm not sure what that is though. How much it is, or is it 2060 these days? I can't remember. That one that's the 60 on the end. That's probably going to be a best option. The Witch is really awesome, yes. I'm just chatting now instead of going on with the competition. P-Mark's getting some really good exposure, though. That's what we're after, isn't it? Exposure. Okay, story twist. I have to go to the doctor. Good luck, Art Kid. Anyway, I watch Gabbitt Media instead of tutorials on TV. Good stuff. That's the best way, isn't it? Series, seasons is an American thing, actually. You're right, Corey S. Series is a UK thing. So that's why I was getting confused, because I'm British. Can you tell from my accent? Some people think I'm Australian. Crazy. Okay, so do we ignore Frank these days, or do we actually play his? Let me know. I'll come back to you, Frank. I found a way to win, be the only 2D entry. Well, actually, Frank, I'm just doing it as one winner for the lot because we didn't have enough 2D entries to make it fair. So I like this. Let's see. Hang on. This is the only 2D. Sorry, this is only my second ever 2D scene. I call it OMG. What have I done? No, wait. It's called Endgame in Mario World. I just want to win. Have to show it on your Wall of Fame, and that'll learn you. Do you know, I haven't got a Wall of Fame anymore, have I? I need to sort that out, really, and get back to the Wall of Fame. This is pretty cool, though, Frank. I like the style. And I can't fault it, really. I mean, this is fantastic, isn't it? I'm very impressed. What does everybody else think? It's really, really cool, isn't it? I love Ant-Man being absolutely massive like that. Who are these guys, though? I mean, what are they doing in Endgame? I suppose you have got a bit of Mario there as well. So have you borrowed a graphic from Mario and then placed your pixel art on top? It's quite cool. I'm very impressed. Obviously, you can't win, Frank, because we had that sort of banter, don't we, that you're never going to win, except you did win once. But that was a collaboration, so that doesn't count. Challenge accepted by Pro3D. So we've got a Donkey Kong thing going on here. I'm going to mute you. That's all right, it is muted. Okay, full screen. I'm out of the way. You can sing along to the Donkey Kong music. I can't remember what it sounds like, actually. This is really cool, isn't it? Yeah, I like this a lot. This is great, isn't it? Really interesting. I'm interested in what techniques you're using here, because you've got a sort of 3D scene in the background. This seems sort of flat. There is a 3D element to this, and then we've got these interesting characters. And that's what the old Donkey Kong screens were a bit like. I'm going to show that again, because that's really cool. Otherwise, I'm taking too long already, aren't I? But this is great, isn't it? So it looks like you've captured this person. I'm liking this a lot. I think it's really cool. The only thing is, I'd like to see. Would I like to see more in the background? It could be distracting, actually. So I feel like the color combination isn't quite right. We've got a very sort of muted grey-green in the background, so I'm not sure about that. I might be being a bit harsh there, because it's a really cool idea. Really well done. Very impressive. Pro 3D. Certainly a pro at 3D. Look at that. What do we... oh, yeah, I suppose it's all created with planes, was it? Oh, so it's actually a 3D thing, was it, Frank? I'm just having a look at what people are saying. That's neat. It is. Reminds me of TGE Tiger Electronics thing. What graphics drawing tablet would you recommend in the range of $30? Oh, that's going to be Gammon probably is the cheapest. It has to be cheap at that rate, but it goes biggest as possible with pressure sensitivity. quickly answering a few questions while we're here. We should be focused on the competition, really. In case you've just joined us, we're up to 117. I'm surprised at that. We are doing the retro competition, retro game competition. So these retro game entries, as in 3D artwork of retro games. So we're on to Kamihani. Oh, look at that. Very nice. I like the style. And I like... the only thing is, if you're rendering a still in cycles, up the samples, just because it is only a still, and maybe that's unfair to say that, because obviously some people's graphics cards can't handle it and so forth, but take that bit longer, and use the denoise function in the compositor. There's a really good, in 2.81 especially, good denoiser node in the compositor. It's really simple. You get your output node and your input and put the denoiser in the middle, you're away, and it does a great job. I love the style though, really cool. Again, there's a sort of blank space issue. I like doing it on the cant, it's a good idea, but there is that blank space issue, which do we want to add a bit of interest there maybe? You could even come into here, because is this doing a lot, and this whole load of blank space there. Nice work though, well done Kamihani. What else have we got on here? Yes, it's imitating old LCD panels, wasn't it? Mimu Me. Yeah, it looked really cool actually, didn't it? I suppose that was the sort of that horrible sort of greeniness of the old LCD. Yeah, that does make sense actually. What else are people saying? There was this type of Donkey Kong game. Yes, it was a Donkey Kong game. Way back. That's proper retro, that is. Well done for being proper retro Pro 3D. Right, let's move on to Lunar Digits. Do a video on composition. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Roman Schaff. Yeah, a video on composition. I think Blender Guru did one. Did he do one on composition? Probably composition. He definitely did one on colour, didn't he? Maybe composition as well. But yeah, I might well do that. I have got some really old videos on how to movie making for beginners, and that's got some composition tips in it. Look back at those videos, they're amazing, even though they've got about 100 views each. It's a long time ago. Anyway, what are we on to here? Hang on, I ought to read the description for this. Trying to combine cycles and Eevee together? What trickery is this? Yeah, you can do that in the compositor, can't you? I don't know much about that, never tried it myself. Very interesting this. So this is pretty crazy stuff going on here. I like the idea of taking the retro game theme and just making it your own and doing some crazy stuff like this. Absolutely brilliant. Sorry, I missed the name. It's Lunar Digits, isn't it? Yep. I like this, but our eyes are drawn to the light bit. So we're drawn here and we're drawn down here, and then it sort of messes with us a little bit here with this lines. So the use of light in your scenes, you've got to be careful not to distract people from the focus. What is our focus here? Because actually I'm drawn to the planet a little bit as well, because there's a hot spot on the planet there. So my eyes were going wee bee 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 like this. Well, they weren't making noises, but they were moving around a lot. And it took me a while to realize this is some sort of zappy gun. And I love the graphics themselves are fantastic, but the composition just lets it down that touch. But nice work. It looks fantastic, doesn't it? Really nice work. Yeah, just thinking about the composition, particularly with the way you use light to draw the eye. Nice work. What's other people saying? Is the Discord the only place to find out about the competitions? Yeah, it's just the easiest way to collect it all together. So just join the Discord. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. I suppose you can join Discord online. You don't have to download Discord, the program. It's nice and simple. Hopefully, I think it's accessible to most people. I suppose they probably have limitations in China or somewhere. Yes, there's the golden ratio, and that's well worth following. The rule of thirds as well for composition. Those are the most common, but if you just look up composition or composition guides, in fact, some DSLRs on the back of the screen have composition guides all over the place and stuff. So look at those. Can I submit a 60 car I've been working on? It's not a retro game, but I would appreciate your advice. Then we'll do that away from the competition. Just go onto Discord, @me, @Grant, if you want me to check out your work and give you some comments on it. You can direct message me as well if you like. That's no problem. I'm a touch busy, as you can imagine, so I'll get back to you when I can, but I do get back to everybody. Even people, what was it, an email I had the other day, someone trying to collaborate with me, but I think it was fake because they were wanting me to install a program onto my computer. I'm not sure that's necessary. Anyway, SquareX. Here's my submission. What have we got going on here? Oh, no, clicking on the wrong thing. Very nice. Now this is I like the work. I like the little clouds at the back here. These Space Invader characters are a constant theme, and I'm liking it. But you've got the opposite problem from Lunar Digits. Whereas, can you see the brightness in this image? There's loads of it. And so the contrast is really high, really bright bits, really dark bits. And then yours is very flat in comparison. So we need, maybe this, it looks like a light here. So make it brighter around that area. And then these bits, maybe a bit dark. If we want something as an emission here, I'm not quite sure what this is actually. But if we want a sort of an emission here, make it brighter so there's more contrast in your scene because it looks very flat. But nice work, well done. Love the Tetris style there, lovely stuff. So I'm trying to go a bit quicker today, so hope you don't mind me going through these things really quickly. Hollow Knight with PlayStation 1 graphics. You know, I've not played Hollow Knight. I've not played many games, to be honest. I'm just having a look at what people are saying. Hello, P Mark. We just looked at your work. I understand you don't have time, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for getting involved with the competition. Just having a look. Else you can on server, but not as competition entry. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Thank you, Soul Skinner, for pointing that out. So I should look at the at the beginning. I'm getting used to Discord still. Discord and YouTube Live and all these other things. I'm dreadful for understanding these things. Not young enough. I'm a boomer, obviously. I'm not actually a boomer. Whoever said that. Anyway, let's move on. It's a flying saucer. Oh, it was a flying saucer on the ground, was it? Sorry. Undredge. Collab request from a Nigerian prince. A little bit like that. I have $1 million, but I need 50k to unlock it. Yes, indeed. Yes, here we go. With all the emails, the scam emails. They're probably going to come back. There's, I saw a funny meme of that, where there's all these Nigerian princes with this money surrounding them saying, look, we're desperately trying to give away this money. But anyway. Maybe Hollow Knight with PlayStation 1 graphics. Yes, inspired by Phil Garuso. I mean, this is really cool, isn't it? I love it. Again, I haven't played Hollow Knight, so I don't know. It has got the tiniest of issues with the colour again and the composition. It's really bright on Hollow Knight, which is good, but I feel like the saturation, maybe it's... But then maybe I'm not understanding the homage to PlayStation 1 because I never had a PlayStation 1. But it does feel a little bit flat. It's a really nice piece. That's really nice. So being overcritical, but that, I'm trying to sort of help people out with ideas. And maybe when you're mimicking these graphics, you can take them a bit further. I don't know. I'm sort of thinking out loud at the moment. But there's something missing in this for me. And I feel like it's the contrast and... the way you've used color. I mean, that's my opinion. But maybe others have some sort of thoughts. So at D for that one, if you've got any thoughts on his work. Why you're not viewing the entries in full size? I think it's just kind of easier to do it like this because otherwise I have to right click, open link, and it just takes that little bit of time. And I feel like everybody can see a good amount, so I think we're probably right. And I want to be able to read the comments with the description and also see how much sort of appreciation they've had and that sort of thing. So that's my thinking anyway. Hopefully that's all right with people. The colours are a bit muted. That's what it felt like a little bit. But it's my favourite so far as well. I agree with you, Monster Tutorials, CG Monster Tutorials. PlayStation's always had wash colours, so you're right, there we go. So that could be... But when you're doing a homage to something, you can you don't have to copy it. Not saying that this is a copy, but if there's something that isn't so good about that style, you can just push it to the next level and use the techniques and things that we have today, as you can see in sort of filmmaking and things. With Quentin Tarantino does that a lot. Not a big fan of Quentin Tarantino, but he always does homages to old movies and martial arts, particularly sort of style, but he pushes it to the next level and exaggerates it, and that makes it quite interesting. Where are we? Yes, yeah. The 4:3 ratio might have been good, although I think I specified, don't I, that it should be a 1920 by 1080 entry, so that probably threw people. But I've sort of put that out the window these days. Crapzone always does some fantastic work. So the R-Wing from Star Fox. I remember Star Fox, but not particularly well. I did play that on the N64, I think it was. Yeah, it is the N64, I think. With the Blue Falcon from F-Zero 1990 and Samus Aran from Metroid 1986. So there's a few sort of things going on, is there? Yeah, I mean, it looks a lovely piece, doesn't it? Hopefully I'm not in the way. I'm just looking with my... do I need to move myself across? No, I think I'm all right. Some nice designs here. That's really good, isn't it? Really good. They... do you know what... for me, the ships and everything, the model, absolutely brilliant. But the composition, again, it seems to be a theme. I can see what you're doing, this sort of triangle composition coming down here like this. But it doesn't quite fit together. It could be the colours. It could be the colours because there's quite a mix, isn't there? Having said that, there's gold. There's a bit of a pink there. A bit of red in here. Blue, yellow. Could be that. But then it's difficult, isn't it? Because you want to combine the logos and things of those objects. Yeah, again, there's not a lot of depth, is there? I mean, there is in terms of this Star Fox style, isn't it? 3D view, but these look quite flat in comparison. But share your thoughts, people. Share your thoughts. See what you think. But I really like this. I think the models are brilliant, but it is lacking that compositional element, and they seem to be sort of merged into each other again. I like it. Okay, so what are people saying? I could have dropped the ships lower and meteor high. Yes, I think that might have helped actually, because we've got these areas, haven't we, which are just sort of not quite working. Like the 80s styles neon background, that does look cool, doesn't it? But I feel like it might be detracting because this. Let's look at this again. This doesn't have the 80s style, and this does. So I feel like there's a clash. Lack of depth, yeah. I know I keep saying that. It's dreadful, isn't it? I don't mean to criticise people. Icons with original sprites and models. Not sure what you mean. Sorry, I'm probably being ignorant. Oh, but we've got lots of people viewing at the moment. It's not very nice. Lots of people viewing at the moment. That's nice, is what I was trying to say there. Anyway, let's move on to Pure Power. These look cool, don't they? So is this the Game Boy Advanced? So it's on Sketchfab. So shall we go to Sketchfab? Let's bring Sketchfab over here, shall we? See what's going on. Oh, taking me a while. We can really analyse the model properly then. Oh, look at that. Look at that. They've got proper roughness. Those shiny bits. You see, that often separates an amateur from a professional, is that sort of use of texturing, that roughness. Those scratches just sort of don't reflect the light in the same way, so you can see those sort of smudges and things. I like the bump. This looks very good, doesn't it? Even on the back, look at that. We got those bits. Oh, look. That is a great piece of work. Well done. I like it a lot. Let's analyse the model a bit. This is what I love about Sketchfab. Look at this. Model Inspector. And we can see the wireframe. And well done. It's pretty good topology. I say pretty good because you decided to stop at this point. I mean, it doesn't need that much topology, in my opinion, because it looks like you baked on a normal map. Yep. So did we need as much topology around here? This is okay because we wanted the smoothness around the edge. We could have probably got away with a bit less on that. But it's pretty good topology. And the buttons are a little bit over the top. A little bit. But this one certainly is a bit too far. See, N-gons, they're okay in this case because they're flat. N-gons, when they're flat, are okay to be like that. It looks like you used some booleans possibly around there. And let's just quickly look in here. I'm being hypercritical at the moment because it's a great model, isn't it? I'm just thinking, it depends on what it's used for, because this is perfect topology in a sense if it's for an object in film, because it doesn't, the render times aren't a problem. But if we're thinking about maybe a game model or anything like that, or we're trying to be optimal, then perhaps reducing the topology. But I'm being overcritical, really, aren't I? Lovely work. Anyway, that was Pure Power. There's certainly power and brilliant. What am I saying? Absolutely fantastic. I prefer this render because you've got some nice soft lighting going on. Soft lighting produces less harsh shadows. The opposite is hard light, which produces hard shadows, and the soft lighting really used a lot in photography. Obviously, know your stuff. Pure power. One of my favourites for a complete composition, but I'm a bit on D's at the moment. Dare I say it, Frank's as well. I'm enjoying, so that's where I'm at the moment in terms of who's really popping out in my head. Just have a quick look through so I didn't miss anybody out. I mean, there's some good ones already. Anyway, how are we doing? I've gone too far. Taking it too far, Grant. What are we saying? Yep, everybody's agreeing with me about that model. Great for a movie prop, indeed, Corey. Yes, quite right. The orange Game Boy seems much better on the eye than the bluish one. That's a good colour combination. That sort of slightly orangey red, isn't it? With the turquoisey blue. Nice combination. And those solid colours means there's not much in terms of... I mean, obviously that's the Game Boy... Actually, that's the sort of Nintendo colour, isn't it, for the Switch, I'm thinking. Am I just getting this wrong? Who knows? Anyway, let's move on to BillZ. Resubmitted with a floor texture. Oh, I always click on the name. That's stupid, isn't it? I like this. Very nice. And a good idea with the floor texture because that's sort of classic arcade floor. Well, it is here in the UK anyway. That's the sort of floor they would have. It would just be all sticky and horrible, but it's the sort of floor you would get in an arcade. Don't know if it's the same worldwide. Let me know. Could I turn up the volume? Can I turn up the volume? Let me see. This could kill it. So, hold on 1 second. That's as far as it will go for me. How are other people finding it, the volume? I've ordered a new mic, so I'm really hoping that will sort it out. I'm just going to double check my filters. Why is that not coming up? Can I do that in right filters? My audio filters. I can a bit here. So gain. Careful. I've gone up the sort of 3 dB decibels. Volume is good. Other people are saying volume great here. Okay, so we're okay. But I'll put it up that little bit. Don't touch the audio, it's good. Just let me know if it's crackling now. Make sure. So yeah, just having a look at the comments, making sure my audio is fine. I'm loving how many loud and clear. It's great. Thank you very much. It's good to have all your support and people telling me what's going on. That's why I love doing the live streams, because I've got this, which is everybody out there telling me what's going on. Joining in. Someone actually, that would be a good idea if anybody wants to, if they've got the time, to take the best ones and put them into a poll so we can vote later. But otherwise, I just sort of shout out for your favourite one. The only problem with this one, and I think someone said it just there, I've just got a flicker of depth of field. Makes it look like a couple of kits, only a few centimetres tall. Yes. They do look small. Why is that? Is it the depth of field? Maybe it is. Because that's what they use for that tilt shift, don't they? They call it, where they take a cityscape and then they change the depth of field through the lens and it all looks like miniature. And it looks kind of cool. But these do look like miniatures, which is strange. It probably is the depth of field. I absolutely love them. I would have liked the screens to be on because at the moment it's very dark on the screen. I don't know. Yep, it's looking pretty dark on the screen, isn't it? Again, it's in this case, I think the soft lighting isn't helping it. So we've got quite soft lighting, which you can see from the shadows. I feel like we need the focus, maybe simple vignette. So a vignette being that the edges go darker, so we focus on the middle, or screens on them. I know that would have been a lot more work. They are really cool models though, look really fantastic. Absolutely loving it. Well done to BillZ. I'm probably going a bit slow again, aren't I? Why is that no sound anymore? You concerned me there. Me moo me. My wife loves you. What should I do with this? I'm not so sure. Camera angle. Actually, yes. Do we need to be this far out? I mean, the tops of the Pacman things I would have. It's nice to show your entire model off, and when you're sort of selling the model or something like that, you want to show this entire model off. But it would be good to zoom in and maybe have a few shots and separate it out. Maybe just have this here, and then on the side have a few close-up shots showing us this cool detail in here or something. That would be good. Okay, Bobbin, what have we got to read here? What's more retro than chess? Oh, I remember seeing this one. Now, I'm sure you've already shown me this before somewhere. I feel like I've seen it before, but maybe because it's a month old, this competition, maybe I saw it at the beginning, but I feel like I have seen this before. But anyway, I'll put it on anyway whilst I'm reading some of the other comments. Size reference in the background would have been a good one for the last one, yes. The scale did look a bit weird. Maybe the floor made it look small as well. This does look good, by the way. I've forgotten who it is now. But yeah, I'll say that. But it's looking very nice. Loads and loads of detail into the scene. Looking fantastic. But I'm really feeling like I've seen it before. So I really apologise if that is the case. What piece is that? I do like a lot of chess. I play a lot of chess. I'm not particularly great. But it's my unwind thing, although it does wind me up sometimes, so it's not that great. And we've got the rest of the house here, looking pretty good. So the idea is retro game, and I feel like, I've done a retro game, I've done chess before, I'll place it into the competition. So I think there is a bit of that going on here. It does look good though, you've done very well. I like a lot of the lens flares and lighting. I'm sure we've had this discussion before, you see. So I'm going to move on from that one. Well done, Bobbin. I do apologise if I've got that wrong though. It looks really nice, but yeah, I feel like it's, yeah, anyway. Needs a banana. This is a XLR mic, but it's a dynamic mic. I cannot get my cardioid condenser mics to work with my computer. I feel like it's a USB issue, and I'm thinking of getting a new bass unit anyway. Frank, my wife is surprised you put up with me. Indeed. We love you, Frank. When did you start with Blender? Is this for a question for me? About probably 20 years ago, but I've been on and off with Blender for a long time. Hence why you'd expected me to be better after 20 years, really, wouldn't you? And that's because I've been teaching in the meantime. There were lens flares on the fireplace. That was weird as hell. Yeah, a bit over the top with lens flares. It went, yeah, too far. You can certainly go a bit too far with the compositing. It looks good to start off with, but then you sort of analyse, you think, hang on a minute. Right, a smoking pipe in the background would have brushed the heck out of that. Just having a look. Chess is not retro, it's medieval. And that's a good point, actually. What is retro? A banana for scale, I see. Is that the idea? A banana, random. Anyway, let's have a look at I Am Kraz. Resubmitted. I've worked really hard on this. Worked on it when I should have been helping out at my house. So lucky I have a loving wife that supports my creative side. Hope it's retro worthy. Definitely, it's asteroids. Retro, that's the definite retro. And also must thank Zephyr for the awesome help in figuring out the node setup for the score at the top left. We'll look at that in a second. It's cubes as an asteroid ripoff lol. The default cubes makes a comeback, and now with sound, yes, mwahaha. Music and sound made by me. Okay, so I can do this. I can actually show the sound. That's what I need. I need you to tell me the sound is okay for me to play. So I trust you on this one. So hopefully we won't get any copyright strikes, or suddenly the stream gets shut down, which is apparently they can do, but that just seems ridiculous that they'd do that. I'm liking it. Let's see that again, nice and quick. That is nice, isn't it? That's really well done. I like the retro style of the cube, and it's interesting. I'm not quite sure how it was made actually. I'm assuming you've gone for the wireframe and then composited it like that using the wireframe. But it's really, I love the work. I could have done with more of it, sort of a story in a sense of the gameplay. I'm just going to mute the sound because the only thing is the cubes sort of come in and they stop a little bit, don't they? some of them stop, and I feel like it needed a tiny bit more. But the idea is absolutely brilliant. Really well done, I'm Kraz. Michael Bay style explosions. That's what we needed in that chess scene, didn't we? I did not expect the sound. I'm just having a look. Yep. Okay. So well done, I'm Kraz. Let's. Yep. I think you need to change your username because obviously I can't say your username. I'll call you Go Thyself. It's using the wrong game. Used the wrong game before resubmission. Okay, I didn't see the first submission, but this looks nice, doesn't it? Well done. Just a composition thought. This is drawing my eye quite a lot for some reason. I don't really recognise that style of television. It's got very sharp edges as well. So bevel edges would be good, but for some reason my eyes are drawn here a tiny bit where they shouldn't be. They should be here more. So just lessen the light there, or make this less reflective perhaps, might help. This is really cool though. Love the depth of field. Works really nicely. Confused as to... Oh, that's... Sorry. Do you know, I thought that was a window at first for some reason. That turns out it's a sort of bookcase, isn't it? Yeah, that's nice. Different sizes look a bit weird. I like the carpet, retro carpet as well. Nice work, that. Go Thyself. Well done. Animated by hand, was it? Ah, cool. Steam on the mug is good. Yeah, I like that. That looked good, didn't it? I had a TV like that, did you? We had a brown one like that. No, actually, it's a black one like that. It's been so long, I can't remember. But yeah, those old CRT curved screens. Yeah, all the retros coming out now. Just having a look at what people are saying. Just giving you nostalgia. That's there we go. This is the SNES, isn't it? The SNES, I think, anyway. Okay, so we got so that was Go Thyself. So we got Dial. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. My first entry ever. Well, congratulations to you. Well done. It looks good. Ye old cannon fodder with a blender twist. Yeah, I feel like I recognise this, but I can't place it for some reason in my mind when I was looking at this earlier. Only thing I can't figure out is why the hut looks off in perspective. I'm not sure it does. Oh, do you know it does, doesn't it? Now you've said that. It looks like it's sinking into the floor slightly. That's really strange. I'm not sure. These are cool little models, aren't they? I like them. They're very sort of plasticky looking, but I imagine that's what you're going for. And the trees are working well. I would have cut the edge off that because that blue is sort of interfering with my composition brain because we've got no other blue in that scene, so I'll just cut it off there. That's a minor thing, and probably here as well, because again, not much going on here, and maybe here as well, going on a bit now. I feel like these things need to be bigger, but I suppose that's just the scene itself, or the game itself, probably. But yeah, this is really cool. I like it. I can't really fault much because it's sort of that retro style in the game. It's good fun. I like it a lot. Well done. So well done, Dial. I'm not sure how far we are through. We're 3/4 of an hour in, and I'm probably hardly anywhere through. So I'll try and speed up a little bit more. The original, was it the original NES? Was it instead of the Super Nintendo? It was the NES. Oh, I see. Classic NES. Oh, there we go. New favourite for someone. There we go. New favourite for CG Monster. Just having a look at what people are saying. Cool. How do I get on the Discord? The link should be in the description of this video, actually. People say they struggle to find it, but yeah, it's all in the description. Okay, so Sib, not sure how you pronounce it. My entry, an arcade hall. I started learning 3D modelling about 2 months ago, and this is my first project with a lot of lighting. Oh, I see, first project with a lot of lighting. Sorry, I didn't mean to put a comma in there. I used a reference photo of a modern arcade hall to set up the initial scene. The floor and brick wall material are from Blender Kit. The Pacman texture is made using images from DIY kits. The rest of the machines are original textures combined with screenshots. It's looking good, actually, isn't it? I like it a lot. Yeah, working well. So this is from Blender Kit. It's really cool, isn't it? So a few things sort of added to the scene. But that's good from different kits and things. And your main focus is going to be this arcade machine, which is really great. What I would have liked to have seen, already getting critical, but it is really good. I like these all have the screens on, depth of field in there, so it's giving a very slight bokeh or bokeh effect, however you pronounce it, which is sort of blurry lights in the background basically, which looks cool. We could have gone even further with that perhaps, but we need more light on here. I feel like a couple of spotlights perhaps to give it that sort of like, this is the focus of the scene, because my eyes are drawn here and along here and then here, possibly here first, but we need the whole thing here because that's the main focus of our scene. Less ceiling as well, it's not really essential. It looks kind of cool as a ceiling, but it's not really part of the story. So that's my thoughts on that one. Well done though, a nice piece, very fantastic. One from Kev here. No description. Looks like a bit of a Pacman theme going on here. So it looks like you're new to Blender, or relatively new, but well done. It's tough to work with shapes when you first start going and get those these sort of tough shapes with the ghosts and things. The solidify modifier might have helped you. You could have solidified these shapes a bit, and that might have helped you out a bit. Watch out for the composition a bit. This is really bright, so our eyes are drawn here. There's lots of blank space up here. So have a think about those things. But nice work. Well done. It's good. It's good to see lots of people from different levels taking part. It's fantastic. The Pacman console looks out of place, not plugged in. Yeah, wire going to it would help. It is like in the middle of the floor, so you sort of do wonder what it's doing there in some way. Yep. Dark render helped hide detail. Yes, indeed. Chetan Sharma. Weird edge on the Pacman mouth. Yes, it's those things are very difficult for beginners, and I appreciate because you either have to use a boolean or you have to get you have to understand where the curve flows are and stuff. So it's a good starting point though, this one. Lechimus, I went for Pacman as well. Lots of Pacman in here. I keep clicking on the name instead of the picture, don't I? Yeah, that looks cool. Now this is interesting, isn't it? Now we've got someone who understands composition. Certainly the lighting. I love it when I see this sort of thing because one, you've got the lights from the arcade itself, so you've got what's called practical lights, a light in the scene, and that's really useful. Loads of filmmakers use the practical lights, so lights in the scene. Then you've got the lights outside the scene, which are coming through the slanted blinds, and that's really often used. So when they light people and objects and stuff, they often put a cookie or a flag in front of the light, much like this, to add this sort of effect. It adds interest, and it's got this lovely streams, God rays, whatever you might call them, of the light. Looks really great. I possibly would have come in a bit had maybe the arcade machine a little bit closer to the window, because we have got a lot of area where there's not much going on. But maybe that was purposeful in the fact that it's sort of like, oh, what's this in the edge of the room? What's going on? You know, why is it on? And a tiny bit of a story anyway. That's what I'm thinking. It's very nice though. Very nice piece. Certainly in the running, this one. From Lechimus. Probably butchering the name though. Sabajit Duta. I've recognised your face, so I've seen you on YouTube probably a few times commenting, so thank you for your support. Just having a look. Simple and powerful, yes. The room seems a bit empty. I think that was on purpose. The arcade is shut down for the night, but the machine isn't ready to sleep. You see that? Yeah, exactly, Corey. Yes, I totally agree with you. Slide the window close to the machine. Yeah, it felt like it was there was a bit too much space, possibly. And maybe this side doesn't need so much of the slanty light. You know what I mean? Yep. Very nice, just empty. Yeah, lots of people liking it. Right, Mateus Souza. Hey everybody, first entry, well done. Just a few months of Blender, hope you enjoy the final render. Let's have a look. So we got the isometric style, very nice. For just a few months of Blender, that's fantastic work. Really doing well there. Perhaps the next stage is thinking about textures a bit more. It seems that Is that fair? It's just that the floor seems to be distracting slightly because it's a bit too shiny, so maybe a little bit of a bump on that. Perhaps I'm trying to think. It feels flat again because it's lots of it's very bright. But there's excellent work though, excellent work, especially from a beginner's point of view. I like the fact that you've put this nice chunkiness to the background there as well, and put it in a blue background. Perhaps you could have gone for a slightly darker blue, so it sort of pops out from that background a little bit. But the minor points, really nice work. Matthias Sauser, possibly, maybe. Philippe Le Pilot, loving the spider's webs in this one. Let's have a look. Back to the time when 3D animation was purely mechanical, if not a game, at least a toy. Watch the video on Google Drive and YouTube it's not really a problem these days, doing the YouTube thing. I just have to mute the sound and we're good to go. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, lots of detail in this model. It took a while to kick into HD there, didn't it? Just having a good look at this. What are people saying? Oh, have I crashed, or has the stream finished, or is Grant pretending to crash out? I seem to be going okay, and there's no problems. Hope there's no problems. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Look at that. The amount of detail and effort that's gone into rigging that. Cool, tremendous work. That's a really good one, isn't it? Yeah, there, that is good. You must have really analysed a model that was like this. Do you have a model like that? I don't know if Philip's with us, actually. Philippe, sorry. That's really, really good, isn't it? Yeah, lots of people impressed with this one as well. Yeah, that is great, isn't it? I'm just leaving it up there because it's just sort of mesmerisingly good. Yeah. That's my favourite so far, I've got to say. And that's nice, isn't it? That's a clever idea. I'm just going to talk about that a bit. So it comes to life, and the cobwebs come off it. Yeah, it's working really well, isn't it? I feel like a more orangey light or yellowy light might work a bit better. It just felt a tiny bit flat there. But maybe you wanted it to look lifeless and then come to life here. It's just brilliant, isn't it? I don't want to spend too long on it, but it is really. Oh, look at that! And then watch how it sort of fades back in as it slows down, fades back in. That's clever. I'm very, very impressed with this one. I feel like this competition, as much as it's more about fun and just sort of experimenting and trying things out, but I feel like you should be putting that into higher competitions because it's a really nice piece of work. Get it out there more and get it seen, because I think one of the best pieces of work I've seen on the channel. Maybe am I blowing this out of proportion? What do people think? Is it a retro game? I think we can let Philippe off that, but it's sort of going way back to sort of retro game, isn't it? Retro is really hard to define, isn't it? It's but yeah, lots of people are liking that one, and it's looking very, very good. Yeah, do you know what would like to see, Philippe? Even if you're not watching now, I'm sure you're going to catch the stream at some point. Maybe we could have a breakdown of how you made that. I'd love to talk through it a bit more with you. Because that's just brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. It's quite hard to rig that sort of thing, I find. Anyway, I suppose you can make sure that everything's machine-like in the way that this thing affects this thing and so forth, and then it is just the turn of the handle that's animated. I wonder if that's how you did it. I just said retro games, yeah, not retro video games. Very true. Yeah, the thing that's very slightly let it down, the cobwebs, the way they sat, just didn't quite work. I'm not sure what it was about the cobwebs, but they felt a bit too artificial. But it still looked really cool. Eggman 9. Arcade City, I really enjoyed this one. Note, decorative art is not my own, obtained from Google. Which decorative art? Oh, the top pieces. Oh, these sort of people. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, this is quite cool, isn't it? I like the rusty can. This is quite an interesting piece, isn't it? Maybe I will put this one full screen. Oh, that is basically the size of it. I'm just noticing. So I wanted to go slightly bigger, see a bit more detail. It's very nice. It's a good composition, isn't it? Possibly these things on the table, we could have had, I don't know, a few bits and pieces on here as well, because it's a very big blank white space which draws our eye a little bit, so watching out for that. And it is a tiny weeny bit flat. Maybe we just needed a bit more dark, because remember, saturated and darker things come towards us, lighter things go away from us, so we could have faked that a little bit up here, maybe with just a vignette. Would have been quite good. It's a very nice piece though. I like this. I like the textures. It's got atmosphere. It's got that sort of creative buzz to it. Nice work from Eggman 9. How are we doing? Borderlands. Yeah, it does look a bit Borderlands, doesn't it? Yes, Red Dragon. There are loads of amazing creators in this channel, which surprises me. That I've managed to bring these creators together. It's just lovely, a lovely feeling. The arcade cabinets need a reference image. They don't look quite right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe closer attention to a reference image. Yeah. I suck too bad still to join in on them yet. Don't worry about it, because we've seen some really beginner stuff already, and that's good. I think we were talking about that in our podcast the other day. If you're it's called Blend the Nest. It's me, Curtis Holt, CG Matter, and what's it? Other ones, Ducky 3D, Blend Binge, and so forth. Southern Shotty as well as the other one, and we were talking about people having that sort of anxiety to post their work, but just go for it, because I will just say a few things, and most people are putting likes to everything, and it's just nice, great community for getting out there, and you'll get some feedback as well, and it really helps you grow, and it gives you a focus, something to aim for. Anyway, so we're on to Kino Risa Games. Sorry if I've butchered the name once again. My first entry, really enjoyed putting this together. Wing Commander 1990. Oh, Wing Commander, I slightly remember it. I think I might have seen a friend play it, but not had a go myself. I like this display, or is that, maybe that's actually looks, because these look so crisp, I'm assuming that is borrowed, as it were. The graphics borrowed. And this is quite fun, isn't it? Zappy things going on here. They look like they're going in weird directions though. Perhaps, yeah, that's the only thing. It's tricky to know where we're pointing with some of the ships and stuff. It's called Spaceship though, isn't it? Like that? Very nice, well done. Thinking a little bit about composition again, and lighting. So what's drawing the eye and what's not. So lighter things draw the eye. Well done. Sakakino Risa Games. Just having a look, bring back some memory. The test subject 798. Yes, it does bring back memories, doesn't it? Another one from India. Hello. From Italy as well. Pingu Mikaze and Vicus M. Nice to see you both. We had Star Crusade. I've never played Wing Commander, so this is called that's right. The ships don't really match the console display. That's what lets it down a little bit. Anyway, Elpidoni, nice to see you again. Definitely taken part in other competitions, haven't you? Oh, this is cool, isn't it? So a 2D version. It's a second 2D entry. Frank, you've been beaten. Now that what is that? Is that reminds me of sort of Bubble Bobble, but which is a really retro game. I mean, that's sort of what is that actually? So I was going to say Yoshi then, but it's not. It's that funny turtle thing. Is that a Mario thing? Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to pull my ignorance at the moment and come up with a rubbish. This is quite cool, though. It's a really decent piece of artwork there. And love the clouds in the background. There's lots of skill there. Composition-wise, I would have squished them in a bit. They seem a bit sort of separate. Bring them together. Maybe this character here. I feel like I know that character, but where's it from? Where's it from? Is it Yoshi Island? Is that what it is? Okay. Who's this one? Who's that? Is it Kappa? Is that a flying Copa? Copas. Okay. What are these then? What are these things? Don't know what they are. I mean, this is sort of Tetris, isn't it? This is cool background here. But yeah, squish them into about here, I think. Bring them all together a bit more, I think. Cooper. Bubble Bobble, yeah. Can you remember Bubble Bobble? Oh, I used to love that game. I used to go around my mates all the time. They had a copy of it. And so I used to play on that. Brilliant fun that was. Absolutely loved it. They didn't love it as much, but I'd always go down there around his house saying, "Can we play the game? Can we play the game?" Anyway, they're just simple gold coins, are they? Okay, fair enough. Bubble Bobble. Are the coins from Mario? Hi from South Africa. Felix from South Africa. Cool stuff. Anyway, let's. I like that one. A contender. Krusner. What do we got? I finally finished. Could do better, but too busy. I appreciate that, and don't worry about it. Just bring in the entries. We'll have fun. We'll review them. Oh, this is interesting. What's going on here? What is this? I'm thinking retro game, but I do not recognise this at all. So someone help me out. What am I looking at here? Is Krusner on? I'm not even pronouncing it right though. A slight composition issue. It's good that we've got the depth of field, but these are a bit too close in colour to the background. So remember, darker, saturated things come forward, lighter things in the background. So this probably needs to be a bit lighter, especially around here. Baldur's Gate. Is it Baldur's Gate? I used to love Baldur's Gate. Oh, sorry, that's a question mark. Is it Baldur's Gate? That's one of my favourite ever games, apart from Witcher 3. They just look like pillars, don't they? Broken down pillars. I mean, it works, doesn't it, as a composition, but I don't recognise the game. That's the only thing. Legacy of Kain. Gotcha. Never heard of it. Is it worth a play? Anyway, well done with that. So just think about the composition and the depth again. Inspirated by the time-lapse from Polygon Runway, the 80s hacker room. If you haven't seen, Polygon Runway does some lovely stuff with sort of isometric things, low poly of course. They look pretty cool. I didn't model the plant and the person by myself. I know that's cool, but good that you mentioned that. Make sure you do mention the things you haven't made yourself. But the other bits are really cool. I like that. The sofa's a bit shiny. That's the only thing there. Did you make the posters yourself? No. Recognise Back to the Future. There's big areas of blank space. So here on the wall and here in the middle. It works, but just figuring out how those objects play with each other. The sofa, when we think about it, is actually a bit small, so it could have possibly been bigger. And maybe the TV on more of a stand, perhaps. I mean, these are minor things, but nice piece. I like it. Good work from So D. Nice. I like the dog as well. Okay. Also, it's a good game on the PlayStation with it. You see, I didn't own a PlayStation. Legacy of Kain. It was good. People are liking it. What competition are you guys talking about? This is the retro game competition we're doing. So if you follow the Discord, this is being the current competition. And it looks like most people, if you're watching at the moment, we've got 145 people. So most people are suggesting that we should go for mythology for the next competition. So I think we're probably going to go for that one if people are happy with that. Okay, Zephyr. Gambling isn't good for your health. Yeah, quite right. I'm not a fan of gambling. You see all these. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the name again. All these adverts on TV, UK TV at the moment. Bet365 and all this sort of rubbish, and it annoys me. Not a fan of gambling, because generally speaking, what is it? If you play the lottery, you've got a 25% chance of getting your money back. So those are the odds. It just seems ludicrous to go out and gamble. I suppose if there's more of a game to it, maybe I understand, but. Anyway, my personal opinions. It's not good for your health. This is quite cool though. Perhaps with the cards, a bit of organicness to them. Maybe make the edges rougher, turning up a little bit and things like that. But it's a cool image. And we've got a lot of green space around the place. Maybe that makes sense, but I feel like you wouldn't see that much of a gaming table, perhaps. Nice piece though. I do like it. Smooth shading as well, I think. Most poker chips are flush round, aren't they? I think. Yeah, anyway. So it looks good though, I like it. Oh yeah, now this one. This is another one from Zephyr. My take on 8-bit Link. This looks quite cool, doesn't it? Let's have a look at the turnaround. Oh, it's just popping around like that. That's cool. Only gamble and sculpting. Playing cards are a bit too shiny. It's because I mean playing cards are shiny, aren't they? But they've got a roughness to them as well, and yeah. I love that, Frank. My son just stole my glasses off my face and ran off laughing. Well, there you go, Frank. That's what you get for having kids. I'm sure he's lovely. Anyway, moving on. So, 8-bit Link. This is quite cool, isn't it? I like this. Let's have a look at the rotations. Yeah, that's quite a cool idea. Let's see him again. Let's make him full screen this time. Show him off. Oh, look at that. Could we have seen more of a rotation, rather than just 4 angles? But love it. Yeah, really nice, that one. Made in Magica Voxel. That's an I've never used that. That sounds an interesting one. R.I.P. Frank. Hors d'oeuvre. Yes, we're having this. That's Hussam Asila, who told me how to spell hors d'oeuvres in my last stream. Cool stuff. Just seeing what people are saying. Real person picked lottery. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's the only thing about lottery, isn't it? You never know whether it's all a fix. Bryce C. Hi, this is my first time posting here. Good stuff. I had limited time to work on the submission to Retro Games Contest, so it is rather basic. It's a mix of retro and modern stuff, so a VR gaming headset. Yes, so that's the idea. So a VR headset with a retro game inside. I like the idea. And nice, the composition, the way you put it together. That's a classic sort of composition idea, is the symmetrical idea, the mirror imagery. And then we've got this sort of depth to it. It looks and works well, doesn't it? Perhaps the next thing to work on is the sort of texturing of these things. I mean, that's pretty good though. This is sort of rubbery, sort of soft texture. It's working. I mean, a little bit weird on the wire here, but it's really cool. I like it. Works really well. Nice job. And the color combination. That's good. So keeping with the sort of purple, yellowy colors. It's nice image. This. Well worked. What are people saying? Lottery is tax for stupid people. I'm afraid I'd have to agree with you there, Frank. It does seem a bit like that. But it's always the vulnerable that gets kicked with that sort of thing, don't they? Get hit the hardest. Those that are desperate. I'm going off on one with some philosophy again, but I'm a very sort of philosophical person. So I do apologise for that. Oh no, there's another one from Frank coming up. But yeah, so it's always those people that can't afford it that are going out because they're desperate to win the lottery and that sort of thing. And then you've got to think, what would you do with that money? And then if you think about what you would do with that money, then think, can you do it without that money? Anyway, what am I talking about? That's cool VR, yeah, very slick. Surprised no one has done Tron yet. I think we've got some coming up later on. In fact, how far through are we? Oh, we've got a fair few to go. I think we are getting there, though. We're getting there. I'll be a little bit quicker because I think we're an hour in, and possibly an hour and a half is enough for talking about competition entries. It's tough for me to keep talking for this long. Actually, it's not. I can talk for hours. I rick it now and again. Trying to figure out what people are saying. Anyway, let's go off the lottery a bit. Hello, Deadmau 5. Anyway, let's go on to deltas here. So, hi. Here is my entry. Here is my very first competition entry for retro games. This is my childhood very first computer. It reminds me. What is this? The powerful Commodore 64. I had a Commodore 64 as well. It's just the nostalgia. I have broken so many joysticks on this one. Yep. Yeah. There was that just sort of thinking how stupid I must have looked playing the game, but there was some sort of game where it was pretty much all about waggling the joystick. I know this sounds dreadful. And you're just sort of going like this on the joystick and then they break. And I'm happy with some stuff in this render, but still have some things to improve. It's been quite a challenge. Good to hear. And and can you guess the game? It looks like from here. Oh, well, I don't recognise the game actually. No, it just looked straight away. It looked like Pacman, but it's not, is it? This is a cool image. I love it. Loads of work gone into these things. Bevel your edges. That's the only thing. It just looks so sharp, and there's so much cool detail there. But if you just bevel these edges, it only takes a tiny bit. You can even do that in the render now, which is quite impressive. There's a bevel node in cycles only that could help there. So all these really sharp edges, if you bevel them a bit, it will really help. What's the little screwdriver there for fixing the joystick? And the tapes, oh man, the tapes, and you had to clean the heads all the time. It was such a nightmare. And when your favourite game would just get corrupted and wouldn't work, oh man, it's crazy. It did look a bit like Pacman, but it's not Pacman, is it? It's got this funny monster thing. I don't know what that is. The tape drive is a bit low. I'm not sure. Or is it a bit sort of chunkier? What I'm finding with this is that the desk is low, isn't it? And the chair is too low, because you think about the size of this monitor and keyboard and joystick. So a hand fits in the... so that you've got to have a sort of reference. So the hand is going around a joystick, and therefore a person is not going to fit under that desk. Even a small person, a child. And we've got a bit of blank space up here, so maybe cutting off here and here would be good. Nice piece of work there. I love that. Oh, that is nostalgia for me. The Commodore 64. I might have had the 64 plus 4 or something. Might be something like that. It had the 4 extra bits of megabits, not even megabits, bits of RAM. I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it? Wizards of War. Is that what it was called? A 6-year-old desk, yes, indeed. The game is Ghost Hunter? Kindergarten? Lots of suggestions for the game there. Put us out of our misery there, Delta. Tell us what the game is. Okay, so we're... Oh, not another one. Oh, what's he playing at here? Operation the Boomer Edition, with thanks to Sentry Moon for all his help. This is my second entry. I also include a small video of some lighting changes. No sound, no copyright problems. Thank you, Frank. Let's have a look. Where's it taking us? I was hoping to... Is this the... I'm hoping this is the file. Oh, let's bring it on here. Wow. Let's see if this is going to work. Look at my face there. Don't I look good? I have put on a little bit of weight recently. But hopefully Frank's going to lighten me by pulling bits of me apart. Oh, I see. So lighting changes. It looks quite sinister lighting. The light actually is quite good, isn't it? Because it gives that texture to the bump. It looks quite cool. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Press escape. Come out of here. This is quite a cool image, actually. I've got to say, it's pretty good. Yeah. What's happened, Frank? You've got an awesome blender. What's going on, eh? What are you playing at? Just lighting. Yep. Boomer Edition, amazing. People are liking it. But again, Frank can't win the competitions. It's just the rules. Them's the rules. I mean, this is cool, isn't it? It's a handprint there. So what is with the bloody... Is this sort of like operation, but there's someone doing an operation at the same time? What's happened to my face as well? How did it get so sinister? I mean, where did you get that picture from? How did... Anyway, moving on. How dare he? Is there a thumbs down? No, everybody's liking it. I can't believe it. So Murdoch, welcome to Miami. Some art for one of the best retro style games I know. Hotline Miami. I had a lot of fun doing this, and hope you like it. Hotline Miami. I don't actually know that. This is quite cool though. I like the composition in terms of the way it's modelled and the whole scene itself. The lighting, I think, is where it lets it down a touch. So composition-wise, it's all great, because apart from this huge block of wall here, which you don't really notice, but we could possibly do with maybe some other sort of drain pipe coming down here or something as well to sort of just break it up a bit, or maybe even a different texture of brick on there or something. But the composition is really nice, isn't it? And we've got this guy in the middle there. It is Hotline Miami. I've not played myself, but I feel like I'm recognising it. So it is it's ringing bells. Just quickly looking at the chat in case anybody's saying anything. Yep. So the lighting I feel lets it down. This is nice though. These are nice, but they need to glow a bit more. So this is a great opportunity for using the bloom features. So they've got a bit more bloom around here, I feel like anyway. And can you notice there's not much contrast in here? So these look like they're stuck together. So it needs more sort of ambient occlusion in there. And we need, with this, I feel around here needs to get darker as we get further away from the light. Yeah, can you see where I'm going with this? It's lacking that depth, and it looks a little bit flat and grey, even though we've got these lights in the scene. It's a very nice piece, but that would have popped it out to the next level. The character's really cool as well. Some really great artwork in here, but for the next level, just thinking about the lighting. Very nice work though from Murdoch. Great stuff. Sorry, I'm burping away. I must have had something funny for lunch. What are we saying then? Thinking glare node. Yeah, the glare node actually in the composition settings would help. That's a good point. I suppose if it was cycles, then you're going to have to use something like the glare and blur node, but well worth doing. Pavement is too extruded. Yes, it's a bit high, but some pavements like that. I mean, the alleyway itself is a little bit weird because I don't think we'd get any truck down there or anything. But those are very minor points, aren't they? Right. So I heard pre-2000 counts as retro. For many people, it does. 1997's Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. That rings a bell. That does. Top link includes music from the game, but I haven't been using the music in the videos for years and never had a problem with copyright. Yeah, I won't, just because if I do get a copyright, then I can't get any revenue from it, and that could be not that it makes that much difference, but I'm just trying to keep away from it. So I will mute. I do apologise for muting these things. Thanks for letting me know that it has got copyright music on it. What's it called? Something Odyssey again? Very interesting. Very interesting. Let's play that again. I like the textures on the moon. So is this sculpted? It looks pretty cool. And then we got this character here who looks like he may be sculpted as well. Nice idea with the lighting. Let's have just another quick look. And the blur with the stars is quite cool as well, isn't it? So we've got some motion blur there. Yes, and then we got this character. I feel like the silhouette's a bit off, but I don't know what the character is meant to look like. It's a cool piece though. I like it. Oh, of course we can't see it. So Pup Benny, and this was Abe's Odyssey. It does ring a bell. I don't quite remember it though. Nice work though. It's a good idea actually. So if your skills aren't quite there with something like sculpting or character development, then putting things in silhouette and working on that silhouette, that's a good idea. Well done again, Pup Benny. Excuse me, Abernathy. This is my second entry into Grant Abbott Fantastic Art Competition. That's the new name for our competitions. Grant Abbott Fantastic Art Competition. This picture was inspired by a cartoon from 1989, Captain N, the Game Master. In the scene, Mother Brain and Eggplant Wizard are plotting their next evil plan to take over Videoland. What is this? Captain N. Everything made in Blender with a touch of Photoshop. Let's have a look then. Hey, this is cool, isn't it? Look at that cool character there. Love it. I love those textures. That gives it that sort of stop motion model feel. This is great fun. Yeah, really like this. I suppose this bit might be a bit sort of photoshopped. So it looks a different sort of texture to the rest. And that's the only problem sometimes when you're combining Photoshop with 3D. It looks cool though, doesn't it? Yes. I'm just trying to think if there's any way of improving it. I don't know the series much, but I feel like it's these blank areas that I worry about. So can we squish it in a bit more? Try and get it together. I feel like it's that the size of the character, maybe a different angle. Maybe sort of having this as your focus, then that in the background. So thinking about the camera angle. That's the only thing. Lovely little piece, this. That reminds me of the robot from Lost in Space. Great fun. Adnan Edits, long-time contributor with Outrun. I remember Outrun. Oh, I remember that really well. Was it from the 90s? Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? It's a remake of that game. That's how it should look in 2020. So yes, looking very nice. And that the palm trees and Outrun, yes, I remember that. So this is sort of updated Outrun. Looks really cool. Yeah, sort of Pontiac, isn't it? Is it Pontiac? Something like that, yeah. Yeah, Outrun was awesome. There we go. You should critique these like Gordon Ramsay. Lots of people say I sound like Gordon Ramsay. I think that's only because he's British as well as me. Yeah, the IOR and the brain tank, the previous one, was a little bit weird, wasn't it? It didn't quite work. Yeah, I thought Outrun was... that's Ferrari, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, that is Ferrari. It's not... Yeah, silly me. Is that... It is... my brain's starting to go. I'm talking for too long. Anyway, or is it Pontiac? What's Ferrari? Anyway, it is Ferrari. Everybody's saying Ferrari. Anyway, there we go. Sorry, get these things wrong. I thought it was a Pontiac Firebird in Outrun. Anyway, who knows? Who knows? Horse is Ferrari, is it? Oh, goodness me. I should know these things, shouldn't I? Why should I know these things? Who knows? Just been around on the world long enough to know these things. Anyway, it looks really cool. The depth feels really nice. The scenery is really nice. The texture's really nice. Yeah, it's a really cool scene. And then you've got the layout there. I suppose the road is very, very smooth, isn't it? And this sort of concrete curb is it's just a bit too crisp. That's the only thing compared to our lorry over here. Lovely piece though, really lovely piece. Well done, Adnan Edits. Once again, always doing some great stuff. Really well done. I'm just seeing how many more we've got to go. What? Not too many. That's not too bad. I think we're getting there. Oh, it's getting worried there as my mouse kept going. Mustang. Am I thinking Mustang is a running horse? Yeah. Anyway, who knows? Why am I thinking Pontiac then? What's that? What am I? Yeah. Anyway, it's my brain. It's crazy brain. Anyway, JB Blender. So JB Blender does the sort of short weekly competition, which you can also get involved with. And so thank you for that. And does sort of admin roles and things like that as well. So thank you so much to you. This is the PVM system. It's a one of a kind, and it's a modified Japanese Famicom, or as we know, the NES. Ah, yeah, Famicom. That's weird. The PVM system is one of many projects of the artist Love Hulton. You can check out more of his work in the link there. So let's have a look at your work. Oh, this is quite interesting, isn't it? So it's sort of like combination screen of the original NES. Kind of cool thing, isn't it? And a nice model. Nicely done. I would have gone for soft lighting. And your infinity screen is a known. They've got another name as well, cyclic screen or something. But infinity screen, those ones that curve up at the back. I like them to... so you got the light on here, but I like them not to be too grey, so not darkened out. That's personal preference. But generally, a photographer wouldn't go for a very dark background like that. It's usually bright white. But then it might interfere with your model, so I can see why you might have done that. Really, this great work, isn't it? Love this. Love the graphics. I suppose just a little bit sharp in a few places. Maybe. I'm trying to think of things to pick up. I think it's great. Really, really nice. Cool piece of work. So check it out. Love Hulton's art as well. Looks kind of interesting. So it's Kermit. Happy to see so many entries this time. There were masses, weren't there? It's Kermit. Also, I haven't been saying, there's JB Blender. You're with us. Thank you for having me. Lovely stuff. You're doing great work. James Green, is that the James Green that I know? You thought about Knight Rider and 80s reference? Knight Rider, oh, that's proper 80s. I used to love that as a kid. Famicom is like family computer. Yeah, I seem to remember it. Japanese version of NES. Because I remember the adverts that used to come up. Anyway, but yeah. But this is different. Okay. Made it from reference image. Just having a look at what people are saying. Cordless controllers, yeah, perhaps not. Anyway, so let's, it's Kermit. Happy to see so many entries. I wanted to make something unusual, but still retro gaming for the Macintosh SE, along with Tetris, is something I thought most people weren't aware of. I wanted to implement surface imperfections, but just didn't understand how they worked. So that'll have to wait for another time. It is a little bit of a tough one. You put that into the roughness as a screen mix node. That's the way to do it. But maybe would people like to see a tutorial on that? I can do that for you if you like. I'm probably going to continue with Node School at some point and do that in the Node School, because I did a Node School for 2.79, but I need to update that for 2.8. I'm working on those sort of Blender exercises at the moment, as most people probably know. But yeah, I need to get back to the nodes as well. MacGyver. Oh, that's retro, that is, isn't it? Just having a look at these different messages. This is cool, isn't it? And so it's Kermit. It looks like you've improved an awful lot recently. Fantastic work. I love this. Yeah, the lighting in this is working really nicely. This is quite a nice idea. So practical light. So you've got a light in shot with the screen and the light. So practical lighting. Lights in shot. There's another name for practical lighting. Is that Steve Jobs' book there? That's a nice idea, isn't it? And the interesting thing is, you've worked it out really nicely. The lighting from this is lighting up the poster really well, and that gives a nice focus to this piece. This is a great little scene. I love it. Very interesting. The good textures. I feel like there's this weird shadow going up here, so I'm assuming there was a light coming upwards this way. Which doesn't quite feel right. It's a minor point, but it just doesn't quite feel right, and it makes our keyboard, or this keyboard, look a little bit odd. Was the keyboard really flat like that as well? Did it not have a slant? I don't remember, but this is good stuff. The texture doesn't look like it's fitting the screen quite properly, but that sometimes did happen with those old screens, didn't it? Great piece of work, really nice, well done. It's Kermit. Moving on a bit quicker. Oh, now this one I looked at and I thought, oh, that's special. Daffix, I'm going to call you Daffix. Retro Wonderland. This is cool, isn't it? Just seeing what people are saying. Yeah, the keyboard and mouse core, yes, they looked a little bit off, didn't they? A pixel lamp, of course, it's a pixel lamp, isn't it? Thank you, Creeping Talon, for pointing that out as well. Yeah, nice warping on the older monitor. It did do that, didn't it? Oh, that was, and you'd have sort of adjustments, wouldn't you, to try and sort it out. Oh man. Yeah, the model looked a tiny bit out of scale as well, didn't it? If we were allowed 3 entries, I was going to make a ball in a cup. Indeed, the old retro game, the ball in a cup. You like this one, do you, Frank? I like this one. I'm a big fan of this as well. And I think for me so far, out of all the entries, this is up there with Philippe's version of the horse. I mean, that was good. That was pretty good. But this is lovely as well, isn't it? Well, I'm going to open the original on this one, see if it's any bigger. I don't think it's that much bigger, actually. But just move in a bit closer for a few of them. There's probably some shortcut to make it full screen, isn't there? Anyway, loving this. Absolutely loving it. Loads going on. We've got Donkey Kong on the side here. Oh, it's just great. The amount of detail. It really fits the theme nicely, doesn't it? It's weird here. Oh, I see. That's the shadow of the pole there going on behind it. It caught me out there. I thought it had gone see-through through there. Look at this cool character of the shell thing in Mario Kart or whatever it is. Oh, it's just brilliant, isn't it? The taxi, even the taxi looks good, doesn't it? And that's just a taxi to get to this weird arcade. Yeah, brilliant. The mailbox looks a little bit out of place for some reason. Not sure why. I think this is absolutely fantastic. And I like the way you've sort of framed it as well on this sort of this little curb. Yeah, it's just great, isn't it? Absolutely love this piece. Can't really fault it. Yeah, lots going on. Really great. And even a sort of heart bar up here, health bar. Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Lovely work from DFA HIX. Should those headlight beams be so sharp? I think that's the style. I think that's cool. I see where you're coming from. That's an interesting one, actually. How did they get that look? Because there's no, what do you call it? Volumetrics. So that they probably are textures. Not sure. Interesting, that one. They probably are actual cones with a translucency on. But I quite like that. Quite like the look of them. So many references. I think that's what I love about this one the most, is just all those references. In fact, what's that thing there? Anyone know what that is? And we've got the Pacman Ghost, Donkey Kong, Space something or other, Tetris, Mario. Oh, it's just brilliant, isn't it? Oh, it's done in Photoshop. Ah, there we go. Thanks, Deffa Hicks. Nice of you to join us. Yeah, really, really well done. Good job on this one. I think that's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? It's possibly my favourite. I don't think it's as good as Philippe's, just because the intricacies of what he's made. But it's my favourite because it's so retro. So it's going to be a hard one, tough one for the community to vote on, I think. It's really cool. So it's I was thinking it was a cone with volume BSDF. That you could even do that actually, couldn't you? That's a good way of doing it. A cone with a. I hadn't thought of that actually. I was thinking it was a cone, but with a gradual gradient texture thing, translucency. But that's a good idea. Howsome Asilla. Right. So next one is better. JB Blender. I wanted to do a Mario theme, but I figured out Grantris would fit better. Oh dear. Oh, look at that. It's everywhere. This is hideous. Oh no. Oh no. Do you know, I think if Grantris was made into a game and was real, it was best not to, because we can't. It would be so successful it would dwarf all other games and make people feel bad. So we can't do that. This is pretty horrendous. Then I take a lovely photo. You shouldn't make me look at myself like this. Nice work. Thank you very much for JB Blender. The enough said about that, the better. That's horrible. Love it. Solid. Daffix, yes. Daffix was really good. Does Grant ever get angry? The only time I ever get angry is on the football pitch. I dread to say it, but sometimes get annoyed. If someone tackles me badly, I can get a bit shouty. Trying to bribe me with my photo. That's exactly it, isn't it? Hussam Hursila. How dare JB Blender. Strucken from the admin team now. Here we go. There is a Tron. Tron, I'm surprised no one submitted Tron, but it's definitely one of my favourites due to its techie storyline. This is my first time submitting the competition image. I read the competition announcements last night, so only about 3 hours went into this in order to make the deadline. It's cool actually. There's a bit of an issue with the brightness. It's tough to know what's going on, but then Tron was a bit like that, wasn't it? It was so much neon, it sort of killed you. And the update film was a bit weird, wasn't it? I don't know, maybe people liked it. Did you like Tron? The new version of Tron? So we've got the sort of green and the blue looks a bit sharp over here. I don't know. It's a pretty cool image, isn't it? And it's working. It doesn't quite fit the Tron feel. The bike, the models themselves do. I think they're really cool. It's not got that neon against black. There's not enough darkness in it. Oh, what am I saying? I've probably gone too far in terms of an hour and whatever we're on. I've lost an hour and 30, so we are over an hour and a half. So I'm probably losing my mind to trying to understand what it is that's not quite working with this image. It is working, but like for this for example, I can't work out what's happening quite there. But then Tron, like I say, was like that. It was, where are we going? What's going on? Who's where? It's a weird thing. Tron was. Music was good. Oh yeah, I like the soundtrack. Yeah, the original Red and Blue, was it? I can't remember. I feel like it was Was it Red and Blue? Yeah. Anyway, so was Tron actually a game? Because I'm just thinking of the films. Was it actually ever a game? Oh, that's true, actually. Defira, off topic. Grant, your competition page on your website is still from early 2019. I'm really been bad with keeping on top of my website. It's something I keep thinking, right, I'll get to that. And then it just seems such an epic task, when things are so big that you think, oh man. And I did have a team of people working on it, and then it was just taking so long, but so we just sort of parted ways, it were. But it's tough for me to keep going with the website and all the YouTube stuff, so I'm sort of concentrating on that. But it does need to be updated, certainly. It would be a good idea. So anybody want to work on a website, I can pay you in cookies. I don't know why I said cookies there. What's going on there? Well done, Smiley McSmiles. I like the name. Zayo, Underground Poker. What's happening here? So what happens here stays here. Oh, I see. I've always been a fan of poker. Wanted to create a scene inspired by the painting shown in the back. So that's the dogs playing poker. I created everything shown apart from image textures. The scene was rendered in Eevee. So there's a 4K version as well. But we'll just leave it how it is. Oh, that is quite a cool picture actually with those dogs, isn't it? That's quite a funny one. I like this. I like that in the background, but it does draw the eye a little bit. Is that okay that draws the eye over to here? Is it interfering? Just thoughts, putting it out there. Tron was an arcade game as well, was it, Frank? Yeah, thanks. I'm forgiven for my disgraceful website. Thank you. These are nice, aren't they? The smoke and the lamp is a little bit weird, so just a tiny bit of work there for being a portfolio piece. It looks like someone sort of smudged it. And the chairs don't seem quite right to me. I'm being major critical because it's a lovely piece. I like what's going on everywhere. Looks really cool. This is a lovely sort of rough leather material. Yeah, it's working really well. Yeah, the light looks a tiny bit weird, the light, because it's got light on the light. So I feel like there should be a bit, because there must be a light up here shining onto the light, which should, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But nice piece, this, really good, fantastic work. It's tricky to fault. I mean, it's just minor things really with the smoke and stuff. It's a cool scene. Yeah, good portfolio piece that as well, isn't it? Yeah, the disc throwing part in Tron is quite weird. Was that in the game? The leather looks a bit too big. It possibly does, doesn't it? So looking at the size, maybe that's something worth changing actually. I don't know about poker tables and what they have on them. Anti-gambling, you see. Okay, so we've got one from Matthias. Matthias always does sort of last-minute entries, don't you? I like the way how it looks like an old game, but I think I would have made the interface a bit more in harmony with the game cutscene. Matthias always does some very unusual pieces and always has these weird legs in them. Okay. Must retrieve the ice donut. This is kept by those monsters. Meanwhile, the rest of us must destroy a piece of equipment that modifies the weather. Oh god, I couldn't. Okay, Grant, I'll do my best. So that was okay, Grant. Our character's called Grant. Oh man, there's the legs. Ah. It's kind of fun. It's very interesting what's going on here. Good use of texturing. I feel like it needs some ambient occlusion to make it. This is pretty weird. I'm not sure it fits with the retro theme because it feels like a modern game. It's got a donut in it as well. It's like a bit Andrew Price. Very interesting. But yeah, I feel like ambient occlusion will help because it just it looks a bit flat. Or a light in the whole scene. Is it made in Blender or is it? Have you put it into a game engine? And maybe in the game engine you need a light in it. Nice work, Matthias. Corblorb. Okay, I guess I'm calling it. Had like plans and things, but stuff happened. Asteroids modelled and rendered in Cinema 4D. So we got a Cinema 4D person. I thought everyone was Blender, but I'm just having a quick look at what people are saying. I fail to see how it is related to retro. Yes, I'm not sure myself. That's a very good point with the poker scene, I think. And actually, yeah, do you know, I suddenly lost my brain. And is that retro? Poker is a retro game? Yep, tricky one. Anyway, so let's have a look at, Kablor Asteroids. This is quite cool. Nice idea. Yeah, looking pretty good. This is interesting. Sort of this is the actual asteroid gun coming in. Yeah, because it wasn't a beam, was it? Or was it a little blip? Can't remember now. Cool little model. A little bit flat. So thinking about the lighting and maybe getting lights from different angles and stuff. But it's a cool. And this is I like the Cinema 4D. Interesting. Don't know much about the lighting technology and so forth in Cinema 4D, but it looks cool. Nice work. Heresy. Is that what with Cinema 4D? Just having a quick look. Yeah, graphics look like from an old game, didn't it? Sort of N64ish. Yeah, that was Matthias entry up there. Yeah. So Lucas R. What do we got? Kong. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. It's a very interesting piece, actually, isn't it? I think I put this one on the title screen for the stream, didn't I? Just checking we're still running, actually. So we've got a steady 140. I'm surprised that so many people were able to make it this sort of earlier time. It's quite cool. Congrats on the new medical license, Dr. Grant. Yes. Didn't really have to work for it either. I'm liking the textures. I feel like it's a little bit over the top with the volumetrics. If you're using volumetrics, remember the earlier post, I can't remember who it was, but the lights and it was streaming through with the blue and through the slants, something like that. Whereas this has got volumetrics everywhere, and it just makes everything look grey. So watching out for that. It's a really tough thing to get right, and I found it very tough when I was doing my sort of still line things, and I'm trying to get fog working. And I still don't think it looked quite right. And I think actually it's probably got a long way to go, the volumetrics in Blender. I remember a long time ago using Maya, and it had sort of volumetric lights. In fact, no, Blender did, didn't it? In the early versions of Blender, you could just add volumetrics to a light, and that actually is kind of helpful in some ways. So maybe they'll sort of work on that a bit. Or maybe some people will come up with clever ideas and ways of using volumetrics. So because I feel like that possibly lets it down. There's so many cool stuff happening in here. You've got the arcade machines. Kong looks really cool, and then these funny little planes going around Kong on the barrels. It's a really cool image. Let down a tiny bit by the volumetrics. Also, I don't think this is quite cool that we've got an arcade that's fallen down. Move it closer in here and squish them all up, because we've got all this space around here that's not doing anything up here and over here. So squish everything together, because this is an awesome piece just with a bit more composition happening, if you know what I mean. Obviously composition happening, better composition. But really nice work, Lucas R. I really like that you go live this much. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the live streams. They're really cool, great fun. And instead of me doing this to the camera and then editing it, I can just talk to people and chat. It's great, isn't it? I'm glad people are enjoying it as well. And yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoying it with me and don't mind me doing these things as live stream. Hang on, there's loads of extra entries. It come at the last minute. What's going on here? That was today at 10 past 3. I haven't seen these. There's another one today. How very dare you? Just making my stream longer. I was thinking, I can chill out a bit after this. Talking for ages. I am really enjoying myself though. So I am going to take a look at them. I suppose in a weird way I get this sort of pressure that I've been going on for too long, and I do need to say a winner and things like that. But if everybody else is happy enough joining me and carrying on, then I don't mind doing the last few as well. Right, Jordan No Foz. My first post here and second project finished in Blender. This is pretty cool, isn't it? Recreation of a scene from Intro to Another World. Intro to Another World. I can't really remember that. It looks cool though, this, doesn't it? It looks really cool. You're doing very well. I love the wires. I've seen tutorials about that, and there's quite clever ways of doing wires. You've done a really great job. Obviously it'd be good to possibly colour. In a weird way, the colour is working, isn't it? Because our eyes are drawn right into the middle with this cube. So this sort of grey ambient occlusion, sort of soft-looking model is quite cool. I'm not sure it quite fits the scene, but it looks pretty good. I like that. And I like the sort of transparency, the translucency of this. It's looking pretty cool. The chair's a little bit blocky, but maybe that's what it looks like. That's a cool little scene. I like that. It's hard to know what. Do you know, maybe coloured lighting might just give it a tiny bit more interest in places. Possibly. Give it a go anyway. Different colours of lights. Just having a look at what people are saying. So another awesome game. So what's it called? Another World. I feel like that was that sort of 2D space one? Was it? I'm not sure. Let me know. Can you give me water, please? Not sure why you're asking. Anyway, Bryce C. Second entry. Is that your second entry? I can't remember your first. Inspired. Oh, second entry into competitions, probably. I thought you meant second entry in this competition. Descent. I remember Descent. 1994. I didn't realise it was that late. The player's ship makes its final bombing run against the core. I never got that far in the game, actually. I don't really like it as a game, actually. It still needs a lot of work, but oh well. Bryce C, then. Let's see what we got. It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's very tough when you've got all these lights in the scene to make sense of what's going on, because it took me a while to realise this was a separate spaceship. And how do you do that when you've got all these lights going on? And maybe look at sort of stills of the game and how they managed to get the lighting to work. And perhaps, I don't know whether, I can't remember from the game, but maybe lighting the ship differently with different textures to the background would just make it separate and pop out. That's the only thing. I think it's really cool though, and the models are really interesting and exciting. Little explosions there as well. Is that particle systems being used? Nice. Yeah, it's really cool. Again, I'm only just noticing that these are separate enemy ships, I think, aren't they? So it takes a while to understand the image. Yeah, thinking about that. Depth of field is another thing. Don't overuse it, because sometimes it makes things look like they're miniature and stuff. But it could help a bit in this case. Possibly in this case it will help. It is too confusing. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Thank you, Mert Gulu. Getting the love, lovely stuff. Pew pew. The perspective is killing the shape of the ship. Weirdly, I kind of like that. It's sort of like what do you call it? Really sort of over the top perspective. It's kind of cool, but I feel like there's something just not making it pop. It's possibly not the perspective, but it could be. Okay, so next. So these are a little bit late, these ones. So Bedo, inspired by someone from Artstate. Oh, that's quite cool, isn't it? Yeah, that. Thank you for referencing them as well. And that's a lovely, cool idea, isn't it? Let's have a look. And it's a good idea to, at this point, think, so what about mine is different from the artist on ArtStation? And that does look amazing. But instantly, it's a good model. It's a good model, but instantly I'm seeing big areas of blank space. And when you look at this one, the blank space isn't the same, is it? So somehow they've got their scene, and I think you just need to make your whole room thinner. So looking at those sort of things, I mean, it's a lovely piece. I like these sort of things that are this isometric style, but they're on different levels, and different levels can give it that sort of dynamic quality and make it seem interesting. It looks really cool though. Really like it. Just having a look again at the reference image, it's difficult to mimic that style, but it's very organic and sort of wobbly compared to the sharp style of the isometric. But sometimes that's a good idea to make these things your own and give them your own perspective. Cool stuff. I like it. Bedo, nice work. CCAT 609. So just a quick look. So weren't able to texture by the looks of things. Am I right? Well, it has got some textures there, but I prefer this model. This looks really cool. I love the white. In a weird way, that looks really cool, doesn't it? I prefer that to the. Hang on, am I right? So is this the final image? Sorry, I was confused. I thought that was your reference image then. Sorry, that's that good that I thought it was a reference image, but it's not, is it? You can clearly see it's CG up there. That's lovely work, isn't it? Yeah, I love that. Really, really nice. It is late in though. You see, it is only just made it in a few seconds ago. So, but it meets the requirements really well. Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic piece. Cool, man. That is a good piece. Oh, I just accidentally opened it up over here. Don't quite know how that happened. Cool, yeah, that is a lovely piece, isn't it? Yeah, really, really nice. It looks quite nice just like this, and that's probably a good point actually. Take your textures off and see what it looks like. If it works like this, then it's going to work with textures on. Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Really well done, CCAT 609. Fantastic piece of work. Love it. It is a late entry though. So I'm thinking whether it should be counted. I don't see why not. It's not a big issue, is it? I am Wilco. Again, a bit late. I've only seen the competition and I happen to have made this last week. Looking cool. That does look lovely, doesn't it? That's a lovely piece. Look at that. Oh, very nice. I like the sign. Hang on. So I was thinking, yeah, wet floor. It does say wet floor. It's a cool little thing, this, isn't it? That, you see, you've got the right lighting right. There was an isometric one earlier that didn't quite have it, but this one that has the depth a bit more. It's working really nicely. Yeah, fantastic piece of work. Some really good late entries coming in here, aren't they? Cool, dear. And this from a small indie game with a retro feel, Detective Pawsome. I got inspired by a while ago. Sorry for submitting so late. Let's have a quick look then at Blurry While. Nice work. Oh, this is interesting. So sort of rain in the background. That's interesting stuff. Very nice, very nice. That's a cool little light there as well. Like it. Nice work. I won't dwell on the last ones too much because they are a bit late. So let's have a think then. Who's your favourite? If you can shout them out, I'm going to sort of just scroll through quickly. I mean, this one, to be fair, is a fantastic piece and ought to be considered. CCAT 609, really well done on that one. A little bit bright on the floor. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I kind of liked it in a weird way. Yeah. Is it retro if you reference a modern game that does retro? Possibly. So Frank, you think Frank, do you? Do you think Frank should win it, Frank? So CCAT 609 I think is really great. Some fantastic pieces. I mean, LucasArts did a really nice job, but that depth, what's it, let it down. The Mechanical Horse, yeah, that's Philip Le Pilot. Did a fantastic piece of work there. I do like the Underground Poker from Zao. A bit of Tron. Definitely not this one. How dare you, JB Blender. Oh, the DFAXA, Defa Hicks, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Yes, thanks to all those people who joined in and shared the stream with me. If you're leaving us, thank you very much. CCAT is the good one. CCAT? I can't remember CCAT. Oh, sorry, CCAT down here. Sorry, that's yeah, CCAT. Cat. Yep. Cool. Okay. Sorry. Going back. I do like that one. Well done. It's Kermit. Good job there. I like that one. I like JB Blenders. Good one from Adnan Edits again. Good one from Murdoch there. To be honest, Frank, it ain't half bad. It's got me in it though. It can't be allowed. Nice one from Delta. Good. There's some lovely work, isn't there? I like the 8-bit. What do you call it? A link. Gambling one there. Oh, there's some lovely work, isn't there? Good 2D submission there from El Pidoni. Sorry if I pronounced your name weirdly there. Nice one, D. Eggman again. Philip the Pilots. I mean, that was just amazing. I'm tempted to go for that one, but we'll see what other people are saying. What are other people saying? CCATs. Good stuff, Marius. CCATs again. Looks like a photo. It looks photorealistic. It's fantastic, isn't it? Frank. Defax. Hollow Knight. Yeah, that's true. So a lot of people saying Frank. Which one of Frank's though? He did the one at the beginning and the weird one. Just having a look at the horse. Yeah, there's loads of submissions this month, isn't there? There's a work which is Franktastic. Nice one there. This was a good one as well from Lucamus. Oh, I'm just getting my delivery delivered. This is frustrating. I can hear a knock at the door. How frustrating. I'm going to. I do not want to miss that delivery, so I'm going to be back in a second. How dare I? There we go. Sorry about that. I had to go and get my delivery. It's for a new camera system, and this is a capture. So I desperately wanted that in case I want to do some streams and I didn't want to have to go and pick it up from somewhere. Anyway, I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so where were we? Oh, the Asteroids one was cool. This one from this chap is a good one. The Chess and Wine is pretty cool, but I really feel like there's a double entry than that one. I know it's very unprofessional to run away like that, but I thought my community is so lovely they won't mind. The arcades were cool. The Game Boy Advance. I mean, no, there's some really good stuff, isn't there? This was a cool one as well, and the Star Fox thingies, lovely stuff. Oh, the Donkey Kong one, it was pretty cool, this one, wasn't it? Is this, so which people are preferring, because lots of people are saying Frank. I know, that's crazy, but some people are saying Frank. Unboxing video. It's really dull. It's a kit so I can plug my DSLR in instead of the this horrible webcam that I've got, so. Thank you, CG Monster, for your understanding. I quite like this one in a weird way. There's some cool stuff, isn't there? Oh, and then we got these weird warriors at the front there. Okay, so are people really liking this one? Let me know. Watch out about leaking your address on the box. Yeah, I suppose that's true, really, isn't it? I did wave it around a bit, leaking my address. I'm in Ipswich somewhere. Actually, I'm in Marsham Heath somewhere. Who's going to come and find me, really? Who can be bothered to come and find me? Come on, people, tell me who's winning. Frank 2D. Okay, that's a good idea. If people actually want to vote for Frank, say Frank 2D or Frank 3D. Yeah, I've got a DSLR here. It's an old DSLR, but I'm going to see if it works with this new kit. It's going to be interesting. So it's a battery, the horse. Okay, make a poll. Yeah, but I have to go on to. Can someone make a poll, please? Otherwise, I have to go onto a site and then figure it out, and someone probably knows how to do that. Please. Philippe's Nostalgia NES. Which one's the Nostalgia NES? This one. Yeah, that's quite cool, isn't it? Frank 3D. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to do a poll. Frank 2D. Frank 3D. Do you know Frank 3D's got quite a few votes? If we can't, Atari guy. Atari. Is this the? Was that the? Oh, hang on. Which one's the Atari? I'm trying to remember now. Actually, we need a poll, really, don't we? So it's hard posting on here with so many different logins. Very good. And D Eggman as well has got a vote there as well. What's the quickest way to do a poll? Right. I'm going to quickly go onto a site. Easy poll. Easy poll online. Create a poll online. That's easy poll. Free online polls. There we go. Right. Is this going to work? Right. Frank 2D. Frank 3D. Who should win? Gabbitt comp. Then we got Daffa. Oh, what? Oh, how do you spell? What was it? Daffa Hicks or something? Something like that. Something like Daff Hicks or something. And then Philippe is the horse. I'll put that in brackets. Daffix was all the retro stuff, and Frank. I think those are our main ones, aren't they? It's a shout out poll. Everybody plug in your mic. DFA, something like that. Yeah. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so you're shouting. See, that one was really cool. Right, so how the hell does this work? You see, this is the problem, isn't it? Poll link and embed code will appear after the poll is saved. Save it then. Oh no, now I have to frickin' log in. Let's try logging in with Google. It's going to steal all my stuff. Oh dear, right, okay. Welcome, Grant. Let's save this then. Right. Sharing options are below the preview. Where's the preview then? God, this is tough, isn't it? Oh, there's the preview. Okay. Oh, there. Okay. I think I've got somewhere. Right, we've got a poll now. Now I've got to share this somewhere. How do I share this? Okay, can I put it in here? There you go. I haven't put the I think these are the main ones. Yeah. I hope that's okay. I mean, should I add another one? Is there any other one that I need to add to this quickly? Because I might be able to add it. I'm going to vote. I'm going to go for Philippe. Oh, it's really tough between these two. I'm not voting for Frank. Definitely not. Oh, wow. No way. Don't do it. Stop voting for Frank. How many logins have you got, Frank? What other entries should I be putting in there then? Oh, CCAT. Okay then. CCAT. There we go. Save. Oh, it can't be edited. Oh no! Oh, what a nightmare. I'm going to choose the top, the ones that I think should possibly get it. It's just that lots of people were shouting for Frank, so I put him up there as well. Is that working? Is that? I don't know whether this is going to work or not. I think I've messed it up. Right, I'm going to put this one in. I've just put CCAT in as well. Okay, that's the one with the right at the end. It was a little bit of an 8 entry, really. Yeah, so refresh the page. We're still here. I know we're still here. Am I upsetting people? Sorry about this. Yeah, the Atari 26, the Atari at the end. Oh, so that's an Atari, was it? I got you. The NES console was cool. I don't think it was quite as good as the others, though, in my humble opinion. So I'm still gonna. Did I go for Philippe last? I can't remember now. All right, so this is definitely this one that I'm just posting now. I'm going to post it twice to be absolutely sure. There you go. Look, use that one. Okay, so Frank, you're going to have to get on your logins again and vote again. Sorry, I messed the poll up. It's definitely this one. I'm posting it loads. No, I know it's the same link. It's not the same link, is it? Is it? Is it working though? Yeah, the Outrun one was good. I don't think it was quite as good as the other ones. Oh man, people are saying admin edits need to go in there. I've messed this polling thing up, haven't I? I should have done this earlier. Not working. Not seeing. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna leave CCAT out just for link ease of. Open the link yourself, Grant. Loads of people wanting to vote for CCAT. Should I do this poll again? Let me know if I need to do it again. So the dog was trying to upset me. You should decide, Grant. Grant have a civil war. No CCAT. Lots of people wanted to go for CCAT, so maybe I should be putting CCAT on there. Do it again. Do it again, you think? Okay, lots of people saying do it again. Actually, that's the same person saying it twice. Stop fooling me like that. Again. Okay, right. We're going to start again. Pretend none of that happened. Pretend that I'm a professional streamer and I know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not going to delete that poll. I'm going to save it as a new. I'm going to put CCAT on here. CCAT, which the Atari or something, is it? Yeah? I put Atari. Okay, I'm going to put admin edits on here as well, which is the edits, which is Outrun, wasn't it? Any others that I need to put in there? God, it's like being in front of a class again. Right, so I'm going to save this as a new one. Save as new. Okay, and then right now it should, when I paste this link in, wait for it. I should decide, I know, but this is kind of fun doing like this, even though I've completely messed it up. Right, I'm voting. How the heck have we got so many votes suddenly? It's okay now, I think. The Eggman, just pick one ground. Who did the NES? They're not. Yeah. It was very good, but I think these are the most commonly shouted about. Okay, I'm going to take the poll results in a second. Why is it not refreshing? Or is it refreshing? Is this changing? It's a preview. Ooh. Ooh, this is weird, isn't it? Oh, these are sort of weird versions. But I've already voted. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. What is this? Where's this rubbish? New link's good, but now I can't see the results. Why can I not see the results? I pressed on web and now I can't see it. And it's not easy poll? No. I've already voted. Oh, well, maybe I have to vote again. Ah, okay. What happened there? Right, so we've got... Oh, now it's interesting. That's interesting. I thought this one was tremendous. So that's why I shouldn't pick, you see. Right. I'll paste the link once more just in case people are missing it. Just there. You see, yeah, I selected mobile. I don't know why. And then I have to vote again. It's a bit weird, isn't it? What's going on with this? Web, mobile, what's going? Is it? Yeah, it's still going. That's all right. It's still there. Hang on. Oh, I've just messed it up again, haven't I? Have I just messed it up again? It says total votes 300, and suddenly CCAT has jumped in the lead with the Atari. I'm just having a look at what people are saying. Daffik won on both polls, but now it's really low on this one. Close the vote. Where? What? How do I see the results though? I want to see the results. My polls. Okay, there we go. Who should win? Okay, this got to be this one then. Yes. Okay. Okay. Go. Okay. Gotcha. I think I might have voted about 3 times or something. Why are we back here then? Can I? Oh, so I opened the link I shared to see the results. Let's try that then. Let's try that. Now, see, I've got to vote again. Philippe has got 3 votes for me so far. Okay, there we go. Now, I've put 3 votes in for Philippe, so that's probably unfair. So I think it is Daffik's. Yeah, okay. I think we've got a winner. I think we have. Sorry if I've annoyed everybody, by the way I've messed this up. But Daffik's. So let's just find... Daffik's is one. Where is it? No, it's down a bit more, isn't it? Yeah, down here. I think that's a worthy winner. Where's it gone? I mean, yeah, CCAT was really good. It was really, really nice. I loved it. But it was late, to be fair. And I think a deserved winner. For me, it was between the Daffik's and Philippe. And this one, I think, it's just fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, why is it not zooming in anymore? Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. Look at that. Absolutely love it. Well done. And yes, they were all amazing. So anyway, I think after that horrendous ending, thank you very much, everybody. So the Veikk, I still can't pronounce how you want me to pronounce it. Well done to all those that took part. Well done particularly to those who made it onto the poll. And thank you all for voting, taking part, and supporting me in what was pretty horrendous at the end there. I need an assistant to help me out with the voting next time. So we'll do that next time. Anyway, yep. So again, thanks for joining me. Just seeing all the thanks and everything from people: Lunar Lotus, Red Dragon, Game Cardi, Test Subject 798, Lunar Lotus. Good of you to join us. Oh yes, so next month's competition is mythology. The theme is mythology. So I'll put an announcement out on the Discord server. Do join the Discord server so you can sort of follow along with what the entries are, how people are getting on, and chat on there as well. They certainly do have personality, don't they, CG Monster? My streams, they are pretty horrendous. I'll be an assistant for 500 a minute. You can have 500 grantee credits if you like. Didn't actually put the currency there. I see. Anyway, thank you very much. I am going to call it a day there. It was really good fun and very enjoyable. Yep, I will see you all soon, and happy blending.